Welcome to this week's episode of Success in Women. I'm Linda.
I'm Andrea.
And today we're going to be talking about something that Andrea got off Facebook that we are going to dissect, hopefully to help you live a better life and more successful. But before we get started, Andrea's going to give her tip of the week. And for the next while, we're going to be giving you tips on actually planning for your holidays and things. So because Andrea and I plan to do a Success in Women all on traveling, we're going to start right now with at least giving you your first tip. So Andrea, what's your tip?
Okay, well, when traveling, you have to bring along a suitcase. So my suggestion is to take a couple of dryer sheets and throw them in your suitcase. It'll keep everything smelling nice and fresh, especially if those are the dryer sheets you use at home. And the other thing to throw in your suitcase is a couple of those little car clip-on fresheners that go in the vents. Because when you walk into a hotel room, lots of times it smells stuffy or, it just doesn't smell fresh. You can clip it onto the vents in the hotel room when you turn on the air conditioner or the heater, wherever you're traveling to. The room will absorb all that nice smell. So just two ways to keep things fresh when you're traveling.
Those are really good ideas, and I've never thought about it, and I will actually start doing that because I always have dryer sheets, regardless of the fact that I don't really use them in the dryer anymore, but I have them here. Awesome idea.
Yeah, well, I use the Melaleuca ones, like, so I know that they're not full of chemicals and whatever. Yeah, so and I'm sure there's some out there. I'm sure there's some out there in the stores that you can buy.
Well, either that or they can get a hold of Melaleuca and start buying clean products.
Absolutely. That would be great. Yes. Just let me know. Message me. Anyway, so yes, the other day, I was going through my iPad and Facebook and Instagram, but I came across this. It's written by an anonymous author, and it just resonated with me because you see people just going through life like nothing exciting, nothing planned. And I thought to myself, this is something that we could talk about. So I'll read the whole quote to you and then we can talk about different things. So it says, do more than exist, live. Do more than touch, feel. Do more than look, observe. Do more than read, absorb. Do more than hear, listen. Do more than listen, understand. Do more than think, reflect. Do more than just talk, say something. And I thought, oh, wow, everybody needs to hear this. Don't you think?
I do. And actually, I love the last line, though.
Yeah. And, it was funny because my father-in-law was a very kind of quiet man. But when he opened his mouth, everybody listened because he had something to say. And that's so important. And I find that even with my own husband. He doesn't talk a lot or socialize a lot. But when he does say something, he says something, people perk up and
in between his sense of humor, because
he's got his sarcastic humor.
Sense of humor, and you got to understand that. I love that about him.
Yeah, that's true. So like the first part where it says, do more than exist, live. And I say that to everybody, all my friends, even my elderly relatives or friends. I always say to them, you are alive, you're here. So why did you stop doing things that you love to do? Like, okay, for example, I used to be an avid skater. We played ringette as kids, and my husband, we skated all the time. Now my grandson is into hockey, and they had the skating party, and nobody wanted to put their skates on. And I said, you know what? I'm going to. I loved skating. Okay, it took me a few minutes. I had to grab the board, the side of the board until I got my footing. And oh, it felt so good. And like you say, I felt alive. And it was funny because my grandson says to me, Gigi, why are you hanging onto the boards? I said, Arlo, I haven't been on skates in over 20 years. Over 20 years. And then he tells his friends by the in the next 10 minutes, all the kids knew. Do you know she hasn't been on skates in over 20 years? They probably couldn't even conceive 20 years. But the
No.
fact that I hadn't had them on and I was willing to go on the ice, and they just thought that was great. But it made me feel so good and alive, and I'm going to do it again. And my sisters and my husband and everybody was like, good for you, good for you. Well, what is wrong with us? Why do we, when we get older, stop doing things we love? Now, you golf and
I was just going to
eh,
say that, Andrea, because, I was out golfing with my brother recently, and it was just so much fun to be out there, which I do when I go to Florida. I join the ladies league, and of course I play regularly again, which is really nice because every time I come out, whether it was with my brother or with the ladies, I just feel like I'm doing something worthwhile, even though I'm not paid for it, but it's something worthwhile for me.
right,
Mentally, it makes me feel so much better.
you feel alive,
Yes.
and that's what I try to say to everybody. Don't give up things you love. If you love sewing or knitting or playing music, guitar, whatever. I mean, I played guitar as a teenager, and then after my kids came along, and my guitar's still sitting downstairs in the case, but whether I take that up again, I don't know. I'm not like like thinking about doing it. So it's not right on my list. But when the skating thing came up, I took advantage. And I say that to a lot of the elderly that are sitting at home and they say, oh, I'm too old, getting old sucks. Well, it only sucks because you're letting it suck. Like when we talk about the people in Florida, they live. I mean, we have women there, 85, 90 years old, that are at the parties, they're
Well, and they're
golfing.
also still golfing, Andrea.
Yes.
We have a
Mhm.
lot of ladies in their 80s that are golfing.
I remember even in the curling, when we were curling, and the
Yeah.
only reason why I stopped curling was because of Florida going
In
in the
Florida. Yeah.
wintertime.
Me too,
But
because I did love that.
yeah, and we had women in their 80s curling.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Okay, curling requires you to get into the hack and bend your knees. But see, women who really, and men who really wanted to curl came up with an idea of the stick. And they clamp the stick on the rock and they curl. So
Yeah.
there's ways of making your life still fun and exciting. Now, yesterday I saw on Facebook a phenomenal idea and I sent it out, I shared it for the elderly that are in nursing homes. We are we have to do better there because we put them there and we basically forget about them. They're cared for, they're washed, whatever, but there's nothing for
That's
them.
debatable, Andrea, but we won't go there today.
Yes, no, we won't. It depends on your level of physicality, but they had made stand up gardens, just little square patches, each one that could go out and do their thing, had a patch of dirt, and they could plant what they wanted. They could go out there and look after it. And I thought, wow, what a fantastic idea. And see, that would make them feel alive because a lot of elderly people love to garden, even if it's just
Absolutely.
flowers. They tend it, they watch it, and it gives them a reason to get up and get dressed and go
Yeah.
out in the morning.
Yeah. But they can
You
be
know,
proud of something that they've accomplished
yes,
as well. I know one of my neighbors, before I sold my house, she had a lot along one whole length of her driveway going towards the backyard was all stand up. She had stand up
planters,
flower beds, and actually
right?
she did vegetables and flowers depending on where it was, kind of thing. but she had all stand up along the perimeter of her property, which I always thought was a fantastic idea because I
Right,
have with my joints and I can't bend. I
right,
could if it was down on the ground, or I like the idea of being able to stand and being
right,
able to do that kind of work. That would be like amazing for
right,
seniors.
right.
But
So
there are,
now,
like you said, there are choices, and you have to think about what you enjoy and live, because it
and
can't be just,
live.
getting up, brushing your teeth, having your breakfast, watching TV, having your lunch, watching TV, taking an
Yeah,
afternoon nap, having dinner, and going to bed.
you're right. You're right. When you get up in the morning and you're faced with just that, it's a very sad, depressing day. Even for myself, if I don't have something planned, I I don't have the same day. Like when I wake up and I know that I've got this plan, that plan, I got to go do this, even if it's just my chores and domestic things. It makes me feel alive, and then you get out to the grocery store. Even going to the grocery store for some people is you feel like you're still part of the world.
Well,
You're
I was going to say you are, because you're actually around other people, and it does
right.
make you feel like you're part of something.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Anyway,
and
so huh?
sorry, Andrea. I just want to tell this little story because, you know, I'm sure I've told you before, but and people think I'm a whack job. But anyway, when I go to the pool, okay, I
Uh-huh.
have these little contests with people I don't know in the swimming pool. So I'll actually be doing some laps, and then as I get closer to the end, I speed up if there's somebody coming doing laps beside me, and I tap the end and say I won. I was in a competition that they didn't know about, but it was a way for me to be part of something and
Right,
win on my
right.
terms.
You are a whack job.
I know.
I know
I,
you like to win. That's for
I
sure.
know I like to win, but I like to have fun as well. So,
Right,
I
right.
don't worry about that
And
being
that's fun
a
for
little bit
you.
strange.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so the other one was do more than touch, feel. And that's another good one because when the kids are little, you give them these books and it's all about touchy feely, and you're teaching them what things feel like. And then as we grow older, we kind of forget about that. Like to feel somebody hug you. Like I see so many people, oh hi, hug, kiss, hug, and it's over. No, 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 feel that hug. It's so important to feel that, and you feel it in your soul. And I remember when my kids were little and they come and jump on my lap and hug me, and oh, it felt so good. And you don't have that anymore now. They go in the morning, oh, bye, kiss, hug. I go, oh, come on, let's oh mom, but they too many people are losing that touchy feely
I
thing
think for a lot of
with
people,
humans.
as they get older, they get uncomfortable with that
Yeah,
intimacy kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I
But
know.
but
It's
I know
terrible.
when I drove my brother when he left Florida and I drove him to the airport, we gave each other a really good hug. And
Yeah,
that brother in particular, I don't see that often, and I don't really get to really give him a hug.
right, right.
And as adults, like I said, a lot of people get uncomfortable with that, but we've had so many things going on in our families that we're feeling closer, and we feel that we want to be more connected. And so it's not like a 1 second hug.
Right.
Okay, go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I know sometimes myself when I'm sitting with my daughters, like we'll be in a movie theater or at a show or something, and I will just reach over and start stroking their hair. And they don't pull away. And I know they like it. I mean, other people around us saying, oh, what's going on here? But I don't care. I want to feel them. I want them to know that I acknowledged their presence and how important it is for me to touch them. Anyways, the next one is do more than look, observe. So that's a really good one. And I say that to my grandson all the time. When the other day we were sitting in the house and he was bored, or just playing his hockey. And I said, Arlo, you want to go out for a walk? I don't know. I said, come on, put your shoes on. We're going to go for a walk. Where are we going to go? I said, well, behind my house, I have all those beautiful paths, walking paths. So I got out, and for his birthday, he got a little kid's camera, and it's amazing. This thing takes really good pictures and recordings. So I said, grab your camera and let's go. So we got dressed and we started walking around, and he started looking, he started touching things. He started taking, we finally saw, we have a little pond there, and we saw the duck, and he was like, oh, the duck, and he got his camera. And then 2 minutes later, he goes, it's really nice to be out here in nature. And I thought, yes, look and see what's around you, observe. And then he saw a bunch of kids playing in the water. They were grabbing little fishes. So, of course, he wanted to. So he did. He went and he was looking for them. I said, you got to look because they're there, but they're tiny, So he really, I think that did him really, really good to get out in nature and observe. And, I try to explain different things to him, like the pussy willows, and one big tree was on its side and the roots were out like this, and, explain to him this and that. So you learn when you observe.
You do. And I was out golfing recently, and our golf course at our clubhouse in Florida is surrounded by nature. It is so pretty. I mean, you really could spend a lot of time just taking pictures, because we had a turtle crossing over the fairway, slow as anything, but this turtle was just on a mission to go somewhere. We saw, because, it's springtime, we see a lot of, I'll say, the bigger ducks. I don't really know what kind they are, but it's not the normal
Right.
duck. But they had like maybe a dozen little baby ducklings going across the fairway also. And of course, for us, we don't want to hit them with the golf ball, so we have to wait. They're a lot faster when they're moving, because they're trying to get back into water from wherever they were, go back into the water. But it's true. And then, like, I was with a foursome, so
and you
one
know what?
girl had noticed it.
Linda, and instead of being irritated by that, people should stop and really enjoy the moment.
Well, that's what was
happening.
That's what was happening, Andrea. One of the girls actually was telling everybody else so we could stop. And I was taking pictures of the turtle. That was really cool. The ducks, by the time I'd get my thing, because they were going pretty fast. They were on a mission because of the mama wanted to make sure her babies were all there and protected to go back in the water. But no, it was so cool. And we have these other ponds and stuff with these beautiful white birds. They're so elegant looking, like literally
that fills you with joy and happiness, when you take it all in. And and then on the other side, for parents or people working, observe your surroundings as far as how people are acting, how they're treating you. Like, just don't go day to day and not take in all of that. To be successful, you got to see what others are doing to get to that level of success. Or maybe parenting, like somebody, you look at somebody who has grown teenagers or grown adults, and what did they do to have this success? Observe, take it all in and learn from it. The other thing was, this one I love. There's the one about reading, but the one I love is do more than hear, listen. And this one I love because I keep going back to my grandson, whatever, but I see the difference. For when he gets upset, he runs off, he takes off. And my daughter will say, come back here, come back here. But I don't. I go up to him and I say, I'm here. I want to hear what's bothering you. I'm here to listen to you. And then he opens up, and then I can figure out how he got upset, why he got upset, and what we can do to fix it. Or not just fix it, but make him understand even what might have been the issue, or why we did what we did, So, and then of course, in all other aspects of life, you must listen to your children, listen to your mentors, listen to your boss, or get to the root issues. If you have issues or problems with certain people or problems in your workplace, like, listen.
Well, and I think also when you're having a conversation, don't necessarily be thinking about what you want to add to it. Listen first. And if you're asking a question, listen to the answer.
Yes.
That
And
might
so many
make you,
people are like this. You're talking to them and they're, okay, just give me a minute. They're not listening. Give your full attention, to people around you, and people will know that you are someone that they could talk to.
well, it's also what Judge Schutte says, 2 ears, 1 mouth. That means the percentage should be listening more than speaking.
Right. And then, of course, to listen, more than listen, understand the problem, understand what's happening around you. And if something's not going right, try and figure it out, and try to
Ask the question.
ask the questions, and try to understand what's happening. Do more than think, reflect, like, did I do something? Did I have a good day? What did I do today that made me feel so good? And I had that the other day. I had an amazing day, fabulous day, felt fantastic. I said, what did I do today? Did I get more sleep? Did I eat better? And I did. When I look back, I got the full 8 hours. I had made that a gorgeous vegetable soup that I put on Instagram and TikTok for Weight Watchers, and we ate that. So it made a difference. And so when you reflect back and you see what made your day better, then going forward, you can have even more of those kind of days. And that's what reflection does. Helps you to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one was the do more than just talk, say something. And I hope we're saying something. I hope when we talk in our episodes that we are saying something and that it is helpful for others.
And if you really find that there's something that we're not sharing with you that we could be, drop us a comment. Let us know, because we actually have a lot, I'll say, to offer.
Right.
But we're not always sure what direction that people are picking up, because again, when you're listening, what are you hearing?
Right.
Because sometimes what we're saying is not exactly what somebody else is hearing. And so,
and it's not always for everybody. Like one episode somebody could be very interested in, whereas another person might think, oh, that's not for me,
Yeah.
So you don't know. There's so many different topics out there that you could be talking about, and so many different people out there listening. And it's to know what people want to hear, and hopefully that they do hear some of it, most of what they want to hear, and that is helpful.
And when you share it, you might be doing that other person a favor, because
Exactly.
they might not have known about the show or picked up on, getting these ideas and tips to make them a better person.
Yes.
And when you share, it doesn't cost you anything, except that they might be saying, wow, that was really great. Thanks for that.
Yes. That's what I always say. Maybe you don't need to hear it, but one of your friends does. So definitely share, because you know what? Basically, we want everybody to be happy. And that's my goal in life, to be happy. Now, I don't need like a ton of stuff to be happy. I just need to feel good within myself and know that I'm living, I'm enjoying life. And that's what we aim to do, to help everybody be happy, successful, enjoy life. So please, please, please share our messages.
And don't forget to subscribe, because then you won't ever miss an episode when we post. And we try to post every Friday.
Every Friday. That's
Yeah.
right.
So you can have
Even
something
when
to look
we're
forward to.
even when we're apart, Linda.
That's true. Even when we're apart, Andrea's back in Canada and I'm still in Florida. But, you know, we feel that we want to make sure we continue to share anything and everything that we're learning along the way to make your life even better. But, you know, the whole thing about it's women helping women. And recently I heard about somebody online attacking another woman. And somebody that defended that woman said she's really a nice person. And why women feel sometimes that they need to attack somebody.
I
You might
know.
not agree, you might not like everything, and you don't have to,
Right.
but
Right.
we're all here, you know, with, I'll say, a similar goal of having a happy life and having people around us that
Right.
like us and want to be around us, and
Right.
vice versa, that we want to be around.
Yes, and that's another whole topic about, you know, you say like attacking other people. Like I don't get it. Everybody has different beliefs, different religions, different cultures. Enjoy yours. Why do you have to
Yeah.
put down somebody else's?
Yeah.
It's not right. And
No.
that's another thing, to listen. Maybe listen to somebody that is you're not happy about, and just find out more about their culture, about their beliefs. And I think on the whole, everybody wants to just get along.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And that's part of, I think you're right, Andrea, listening and then maybe asking questions and just say, like, you know, I'm sorry that I'm ignorant in this particular area, but can you explain blah, 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 whatever
Right.
that is.
And
Once
there's
you have that
listen
understanding,
listen
it
to
should make,
understand. Yeah.
yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you do have to ask the question, but you have to listen to the answer as well. And be
Right.
more tolerant of people.
Yes.
And helpful if you can. That's why we want you to share our message if you can. It helps you, it helps your friends that you're passing it on to, and it helps us to grow. And we will
Right.
continue to do, you know, our weekly shows as long as you're still interested. So,
On that note,
yes, until next week, I'm Linda.
I'm Andrea.
So don't forget to
Like
share.
and please subscribe.
Yeah, we can't do it without you, ladies.
That's
So
right.
we'll see you next week.
Have a great week. Bye.